Maintain eye contact. Sounds so simple, right? Wrong! Because effectively utilizing eye contact as a communication tool takes skill and finesse in order to do it right. And so today we're going to go over some simple eye contact tips. It really comes down to striking the perfect balance between maintaining eye contact and breaking gaze every once in a while. Because we get uncomfortable when you're talking to somebody who just locks and loads. Yeah. Everybody's talked to the dude who won't break gaze. This is weird, uncomfortable, and a little creepy. Common sense would tell you that all eye contact is good. But if you ever talk to that guy who takes eye contact to a whole nother level of intensity, you know there can definitely be too much of a good thing. But on the communication flip side, if you're talking to somebody and they're looking everywhere except at you, there are all sorts of red flags going up. You tend not to trust them. So as you can see, there is a delicate balance that needs to take place. So now, without any further ado, let's go over some eye contact tips. Tip number 1, when you are the one speaking and you're talking to one person, eye contact, meaning like holding a gaze, should only last between 5 and 10 seconds. Anything longer than 10 seconds tends to make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. All right, you can time yourself in the mirror if you want to figure out what 10 seconds feels like. But all you need to do is break gaze for just a second and come back. It's this little break, either up to the left, down to the right, wherever you want to look, all right? That is going to make the conversation feel a little bit better. It still lets the person know that you are talking to them and communicating to them, but it's not quite so intense. Tip number 2, if you're speaking to multiple people or a group or an audience, you want to make sure that you don't stick on one person for more than 2 to 3 seconds. All right, because if you just stay and you focus on one person, like your mom in the audience, talk just to her or deliver the speech to her, everybody else in the room is going to feel left out. I would constantly be moving, adjusting, all right? A nice smooth transition is great. Looking people in the eye. Don't hold any one person's gaze too long. 2 to 3 seconds max. Tip number 3, when you are the one listening, right? You're talking to one person or one person is talking to you, same 5 to 10 second rule applies, all right? I want you to still break gaze, but when you break, I want you to include something like a or a little bit of a nod, right? You're like, yeah, makes sense, right? Because even though you're not looking at them, you're letting the person know that is communicating to you that indeed you're paying attention. How do I look? When I'm looking at you, do I look happy? Do I look like I love you? Or do I look like I'm pissed off? Exactly, pissed off. Or how about this one, right? Exactly. I look like I'm into you. I'm digging you, right? Because with eye contact, it's not just the eyes that need to be focused on the individual or person. It's also what's going on up here. Pay attention to what your eyes and your eyebrows are saying, because we do so much communication, not just with our eyes or with our mouth, but our facial expressions are going to be a big deal and have a lot to do with how we are actually being received. So you can be looking at somebody, but if you're looking at them and they can tell like, yo, I think this dude is going to punch me, that is absolutely wrong. And tip number 5, when you are talking to somebody or somebody is talking to you and you break gaze, the place that you should not direct your eyes is towards your phone, because there is nothing worse than talking to somebody who keeps looking away and looking at their phone. It absolutely lets you know that they are not paying attention to you and more interested in what's going on their phone. So when you're having a conversation, the best idea is to actually put your phone in your pocket or in your bag. Get it off the table, because even if you inadvertently glance down at it, I'm thinking, yo, he's got a text he needs to answer. Am I boring you? I'm sorry that I'm taking up your time. Go ahead, grab it. I don't care. I'm done here anyway. Gentlemen, eye contact. It is a critical component of the communication process. Knowing how to maintain it, but knowing when and how to break gaze is equally as important as actually looking somebody in the eye. Because like we demonstrated, like you know, because you've talked to them, you know what it feels like when you're talking to somebody who you can't shake, right? Don't be that guy. Gentlemen, eye contact. It's a critical component of the communication equation.